Hey YouTube, and thank you for watching Junkworks DIY Garage. Well, I got another light here. I think my wife thinks I'm obsessed with lights, probably because I lately have been. But I need to quash that. I think I got enough. I haven't decided yet on what I'm going to do for my garage completely. I have it pretty well lit down here where I need to be, but right now I don't have any lights up in above you here, up in the ceiling, and I would like to go to be able to do that next. Unfortunately, this garage is not wired up for that, so per se. There is a plug up there that I'm going to try and find out where it goes to and see if somewhere along the way I can put a switch in it. But regardless of that, at some point I'm going to need more lights, and I'm going to need to switch my lights around where they are right now even, and figure a little bit more out that way. So I've been doing some testing, and quite honestly, I think money for the dollar so far, I can't remember how much these are. I'll put the price below, because I can never remember what anything is. But anyway, price per dollar so far. If you're using them to leave them in one spot and you're not going to move them around, then so far my Amazon ones, I think including this one, are probably the cheapest and easiest way to go as far as wiring, as far as they're all plug-in ones. If you can put a plug-in with a switch and then they'll link all together, that's probably the cheapest way so far that I have in my garage. The next cheapest would be the ones from Harbor Freight, but the ones I've bought and are in all my videos are not linkable, although you can buy those same ones that are linkable now from Harbor Freight. I am kind of trying to figure things out. Oh, and then there's the one I got a long time ago from Walmart, the LED, the first LED light I put in the shop. And quite honestly, it's the nicest looking one as far as looks are concerned. I have not opened this box up yet. I saw this and couldn't pass it up at Costco. So this is from Costco. It's a Koda, K-O-D-A, LED linkable shop light. Oh hey, and it's got some sort of remote on it. I'm going to get on with it and we're going to open it up. Maybe. Oh, and all these boxes were pretty beat up. Like this was, I grabbed this one, but the ends here are beat up on both sides, and all of them were that way. So I kind of have a feeling this is one of those things, probably I'll find it, think it's a great idea, want a dozen more, and won't be able to get it from Costco ever again, because they probably got these for a good deal because the boxes were beat up on them. But as far as the light, so far, so good. Very light, or not heavy light. As far as packaging is concerned, they're not packaged very well for as much abuse as this box has taken. I'm actually kind of surprised there isn't anything that's broken on this, because it's all very, very cheap plasticky plastic. Comes with a book. Looks like it comes with a mounting thing, which is kind of nice. You pop the holes, shoot your screws through there probably, and wherever those line up, this will clip to somehow. It does look like it has a chain or clips, which I like things clear up on the ceiling as tight as I can get them, so I'd rather clip it in if I can figure out a way to do that. But so far I will say it's a little bit more of a yellow light than I was picturing from an LED, compared to the rest of the LED lights I have, I guess. But I do think that these do, I'm going to give it this, that these do need to run a while before they come in and really get to their full potential, because I noticed that with both the Amazon lights and the Harbor Freight light here, that they have gotten brighter as I use them. So we'll give it a little bit on that, the fact that I don't think it's quite as bright. I have no other lights in my shop on right now other than what light is coming through windows or anything like that. But we have just this light. Now I have found out, I walked away to go listen to a pretty bird and try and get a couple of pictures, and it does have a sensor. So I'm going to walk away and see how long it takes to turn off. So I don't know if that showed time-wise in there, if you can tell how long it took. It was probably close to a minute. And I also don't know if you noticed, kind of a little, about 30 seconds in, it dimmed down, and then it went all the way out after another 30 seconds or so. So I'd say it was probably close to a minute, not positive on that, and I don't have any way of timing it. So hopefully you can kind of watch what time it started and what time it ended in the video here, if I don't end up fast forwarding through, or I'll put a time in if I can figure it out. But regardless, it does shut itself off. It does turn itself back on. So I'm going to turn this one off by unplugging it for now. We'll deal with the remotes later. And here is the Harbor Freight one, which I have right in front of it. There's that. Now I should mention that this one is 4600 lumens is what it says. I'm not sure about the Amazon and the Harbor Freight ones. Hopefully I've said that in the past when I've done videos on these. I would assume I did, but assumptions, you know. Now this isn't quite as over the table here, but in comparison it does seem a little bit, not a lot, but a little bit brighter. And like I said, I don't know what the lumens are on that one right there. I will also say these are tough as all get out. I have beat the ever-loving wadding out of one of the first one I bought. I have just beat it to death, and it keeps running. I've dropped it probably from higher than 8 feet, and it kept going, and I've dropped it several other times. Just it gets knocked off because I'm doing something and it falls, or I bump into it and it falls. That's kind of why I started putting the magnets and stuff on them, which that'll be in other videos. But regardless, there is the Harbor Freight one there, and I gotta find the chain now. Here is the Amazon one. Now the Amazon one, actually brightness seems about the same, but I do think the spread seems further on the Amazon one compared to the other two. I do think the Amazon one spreads a little further and is a little bit, I don't know, crisper of a light. I don't know how to explain that. It just seems a little bit more crisp. I really like these cheapy Amazon lights that I bought. So I've kind of adjusted the camera, so hopefully the light's not affecting it quite so much. But what I want you to do, you can focus on my Harbor Freight tools here, but also focus on that back wall, like the toolboxes up there and that whole back wall. This one is actually further down, which should allow it to kind of come out. It should allow the beam to flow further, but it doesn't seem to do that. I'm going to unplug it now. Now the Harbor Freight one doesn't have quite as good of a, you're not going to notice it because it's higher up and is actually being blocked. I'm going to give it a little bit of a, where it's down further, and you can see where the back wall there is starting to, the light goes further that way towards the back wall with this one even. And then the Amazon one, it throws light clear back to that back wall. I don't know if you can pick it up on camera so well as I can, but the Amazon one has a lot more footage of light, I guess I will say. It spreads its light better. And then here is the one from Walmart, my very first LED light I bought for my garage. I have a video on this, so I'm not going to talk about it a whole lot because it doesn't really apply, other than it does put out better light and flow further light than all three of the three that I just talked about. So this is still the best light I have, but money wise and ability to even get it wise, I'm not sure. It's not as cheap for sure as any of the three of these, and I'm not sure how easy they are to find anymore, because I couldn't find them last time I looked for them when I started getting the Amazon ones, which I have all along the ceiling there and over on the side over there, which are all hooked to the same switch as this one. So this isn't a very fair light comparison. I have a window right there. I mean, you can see, you know, you can see everything, but part of that is the light coming in through the window. But this is bar none the better light out of all three. So as of right now, like I said, if you're, from what I found, if you're going to run your shop, leave the lights where they are, I would go with the Amazon ones. Go check out, all my videos have playlists. Go check out my playlist for tools, products, and reviews. I believe that's a playlist. I'll probably at the end of this video have a little thing where you can clip over to that. I might even try and put one of those little dot things over on the side, but regardless, the Amazon one is the way to go if you're just throwing lights up in your shop and you want an easy way to put a bunch of lights in your shop. The Harbor Freight ones, you want to build an underhood light like I did, or right here I have an Amazon light and I have magnets on them, so go watch these videos. I have magnets on them. I have that up on the top of my lift and hooked to a chunk of metal over here, and then I can take it and unhook it. You gotta get it all unhooked here. And I can take this, whoop, unless I get hooked on my toolbox. And I can hang it right there underneath my lift. So I move those around, so therefore they get dropped, they get oil leaked on them, they get bumped, they get bruised, and they get beat. But because of that, that's if you're going to do that, that is totally the way I would, or totally the one I would buy for this. These are really tough and easy to move around. They're sturdy and strong. Those Amazon ones wouldn't probably hold up to me just doing what I just did with that one. So for maneuverability and light output both, the Harbor Freight ones are the way to go. But as long for the new one I got from Costco, it's not my favorite one. I don't think it puts out as much light. I don't think it'll hold up to the amount of abuse that either of the Amazon one. This might go a little bit better as far as moving it around, but it is just really plasticky plastic. I mean, I don't know how else to explain it. It's really cheap. But it comes with a remote to turn it off and on with. But if this works like I want to, I'm going to put this up in the ceiling. I have a plug-in up there that I can plug this into, but it's not a switched plug-in. And then I can use this remote to turn this on and hopefully be able to, which that'll probably be in the next section here, link these Amazon lights to this one and use this one purely for a switch. Yet again, you probably won't be able to see this, but as far as this light, you can I've linked all these other lights. There's one over there, and one over here. This one is not part of it, but I have linked the Amazon lights to it. I walked away and this one still shut off, but it did not shut off all the rest of them. My plan is to make it so if I shut this one off, I was hoping that would shut off all the rest of them that are hooked to it, and that doesn't appear to be that. So now I got the remote and I can shut it off and turn it on with the remote, but the light that is hooked to it, and it just came on because I'm walking by it, the light that is hooked to it did not shut off because of that, which then again makes it so it's not going to work for what I want it for. Although it would probably work for, I have a feeling if I linked a bunch of them together, it would probably work that way. I don't know. and it does say it will not work without the rest of them being the same light. So whether or not it'll shut off the other lights, I can't tell you. I can tell you it is working just fine linked in with the other lights. They do plug together, but unfortunately I can turn it off and it doesn't turn anything but itself off. So in the end, what do I think? I think the Amazon lights are the way to go if you're just going to have your garage lit up and have them hooked to your ceiling and they're just going to stay there. The Harbor Freight lights are great if you're going to move them around, do something like I'm doing where I've got magnets on them and I can put them anywhere I want in my garage, including under a hood, as long as it's a magnetized or a metal hood. Magnets will work on. Then you got the Costco light. Price is they're all three similar. I can't remember. I think this one actually is a little bit more than the other two. I honestly can't remember. Yet again, I've already put the price down below. But it's cool. If you like technology and Wi-Fi and buttons and remotes and you want to be able to have a little mood in your garage or wherever you want to put it, then that's the way to go. And I think they would work fine in a garage, sitting on the ceiling and used regular, but I really don't think I want these up in my ceiling. They stick down further, which I was hoping. The Amazon ones are way thinner. They're the thinnest ones out of all three. And so I think I can put those on my ceiling and not lose much height for my car lift. That was one of the biggest things I want, is something that I don't lose a bunch of height. But when I work on my truck, I'm not going to be able to lift it up as high as I would like already. So, beyond that, they will not work with this one anyway, as far as ganging them together and using the remote to turn them off and on. So, therefore, I won't be using it in the garage more than likely. It's got kind of some cool stuff. That's about all I can say. Most of this stuff, I would use the on and off, and that would be about it. Personally, I'm not a big gadget person. But anyhow, hopefully you got something out of this. It's probably way longer than I planned on it being anyways. If you like videos like this, go check out my tools reviews, my playlists. I got playlists on everything, every kind of video I have, every kind of car I have, all the doodads and thingamajigs I do. I'm pretty sure this one, I already mentioned where it was at once. Go look for it. Somewhere up here, down there, somewhere in here will be a little thing that'll take you to my playlist where these type of things are. Well, I probably talked your ear off long enough now, so thanks for watching Junkworks DIY Garage, where I'm proud to say I'm a jack of all and master of none. You all have a good one.